grocery shopping. We are going to chat about how to incorporate grocery shopping with your kids and how this can work for any family situation. So whether you're an avid meal planner or like you're a fly by the seat of your pants type of family or anything in between. So there are so many reasons to get your kiddo grocery shopping with you. They're exposed visually to a variety of foods that they may have never tasted or experienced or even seen before. And you can help them connect where their food is actually coming from, which is super awesome if we're considering like mindfulness or awareness of their food. So a super great idea is a farmer's market or a local farm, but I realize it's not always feasible or practical for every family. You can even make this kind of like a special family field trip instead of a regular occasion if that's not something that can work for you on a regular basis. While there isn't much research into the impact of grocery shopping on a child's willingness to try new foods, which honestly I was surprised because I thought I would find a ton. The science is really clear that visual exposure to a food and aiding in food prep can increase a child's likelihood of trying and eating that new food. So it's also likely that grocery shopping with your child has similar benefits. I did find one 2017 article entitled "Shopping for Food with Children: A Strategy for Directing Their Choices Towards Novel Foods Containing Vegetables," that found that 8 to 10-year-olds were more likely to choose and like an unfamiliar food for snack time if they participated in shopping for that food, but it was kind of like a fake shopping experience. It wasn't like the real deal in a grocery store. So while the results didn't find that the children who shopped were more likely to actually eat that unfamiliar food, keep in mind that this was the first time that the children in the study were being exposed to that food. So the fact that they were more willing to try that food is awesome. I mean, we can never really expect that the first time a child sees the food that they're for sure gonna eat it. But the fact that they're willing to choose it, try it, interact with it of their own accord is awesome. And the fact that grocery shopping for that food helped with that is a really great sign that grocery shopping can help your kiddos expand their diet variety. So based on what we know about repeated exposures and visual exposures, as well as the positive impact on food prep on a child's willingness to eat new foods, it totally stands to reason that grocery shopping with consistency would also have a positive effect on a child's willingness to try and eat new foods. So at the grocery store, your kiddos are exposed to the food via a variety of other senses, including smell, touch, and even sound if food is being prepared or handled near them. So it's really like a fully immersive sensory experience into the food. And it can also be just a great learning experience all around for your kids because it provides other educational experiences like math, so understanding pricing, making a budget, practical life skills, money management, organizing tasks, creating and keeping lists, etc. So now let's talk about what to do for grocery shopping with your kids. And if you're one who like grocery shops while your kids are at school or you do online grocery shopping, stick around because I'm gonna give suggestions for you here. So hopefully I haven't lost you yet. So step number 1 with grocery shopping with your kids, make your list. So you can do this with your kids even if you're gonna grocery shop while they're at school or even if you're gonna do online shopping. I highly encourage you to meal plan your week. This can save you time. It can save you stress, so no more wondering what you should cook for dinner. And it can really save you money. When we started meal planning, or my husband, he's the one who does the meal planning, we saved a lot on our grocery bills. So we're talking major money savings here. But even if you don't want to meal plan, I do want you to make a list for the grocery store because this can be a great activity with your kids. So step number 2 is get your kiddo involved in the list making. So you might want to do a little bit of the list making yourself first before you get them involved, or you may want to have them involved from the start. For your older kids, ask them to write while you dictate. Ask them to plan their school lunches, within parameters you set. So like 1 vegetable, 1 fruit, 1 protein, and they get to pick what we shop for. Ask them to create a budget or use the computer to search for prices of things, especially if you're an online shopper like our family and we do order pickup. Have your kids look at ads to see what's on sale or maybe even just what looks good. For younger kiddos, ask them to create a picture list off of your list or collect food from their play kitchen that they want this week. Use laminated cards or flashcards to select things that they need to look for at the store. Task them with holding these cards in a purse or their pocket during the grocery store trip. Have them help you make a visual list on the computer. Again, just like when we talked about visuals with books and like making that picture for the fridge. My go-to programs with this are PowerPoint and Canva, super easy. Bring a pen or a marker so they can check things off as they go. And bonus for this is if you make a list that you use regularly, you can just reprint it every single week. So you totally can have your kids get in on the list making. I especially love the idea of having them involved in planning their lunches for the week because I think that's a really great start in having them help with the meal planning process. Step number 3, if you take them to the store, give them a responsibility at the store. So ask them to find 3 orange produce items, especially if orange might be a not preferred color of food. Or ask them to pick 2 new vegetables that they haven't tried for the week. This can actually be a really fun activity. Even if you just do one, like send your kid, set them loose in the produce department and say, I want you to find 1 new veggie that you've never seen before and we're gonna try it together. The fact that you're giving them independence, they have control over what they pick, and it's like a fun and exciting process. Let them use your credit card, let them use your cash to check out that item. It really gives them ownership, and it can really increase their likelihood of trying that food. So we're encouraging here with these activities, interacting with the foods. This is in a no pressure to eat setting because you're not expecting them to eat at the grocery store. Have them, hold the list, keep track of what's going in the cart. This is great for younger kiddos, especially ones who love to write or make lists or draw like my kids do. Give your kids a choice between 2 brands of noodles. This caters again to their desire for independence. Have them load the groceries onto the belt or bag your groceries at checkout. And this is again, another chance for touch interaction at the grocery store. So step number 4. Involve them in unloading and putting the food away. So this is something that you can have them help with, especially if you grocery shop while they're at school. As you unpack, discuss the foods with your kids. Go beyond just naming the foods and try to describe the foods. Use neutral language food descriptors. Ask them questions. Do you remember what the orange tastes like? Do you know how Daddy makes noodles? Which of these should we have for dinner tomorrow? Obviously presenting them with limited choices. This is all in the name of interaction with food and positive experiences here. Yes, it's gonna take longer than if you do it on your own, but it will be a learning experience and you're gonna have some enthusiastic helpers on your hands. So now I wanna recognize that there are lots of different types of families in this world with different schedules, and like I've said before, it's not always practical to take your kiddos to the grocery store weekly. Or maybe you don't even use a grocery store, or maybe you do online order pickup. So I wanna give you some alternatives that might work better for your family if this is the situation. Are you a family who uses online ordering and delivery? That's awesome, saves time. That's how my family rolls. We just don't wanna devote a whole 1 to 2 hours to grocery shopping on the weekends. That's okay. So here's how I'd modify these activities for you online shoppers. You can still practice making a list with your kids, but if you don't do lists before grocery shopping, have them sit down with you and help you click or search or send them to your pantry to check if you're out of spaghetti noodles. When you search milk, ask them to point to which one that you usually have in the fridge. When the food is delivered or picked up, have them help you unpack. For those of you who need to shop while your kids are in school or while they're sleeping under the watchful eye of a loved one, you can still leave out the non-perishables on the counter and have them help you put those away. In those situations, you can still involve your kids in list making, show them your haul at the next available moment with them. So when they wake up for breakfast or when they get home from school, you can leave out those non-perishable items like I said. They can help you organize the fridge, organize the pantry. Now, if you shop at a farmer's market, all of this still applies to you. You just get some fresh air as an added bonus. So you may have noticed that the goal with each of these recommendations that I'm making to you is to encourage your child to interact with the food in a low pressure setting. Give them some autonomy and independence and control in the shopping process to equip them with the necessary life skills that will enable them to be self-sufficient with food as adults in the future. So you don't have to do all of this. You don't have to do it every week. Just do what you can. Incorporate more involvement over time, little baby steps. Each improvement is just that. It's an improvement. Even something as small as asking your child to put away the vegetables in the fridge can be a great new step, and bonus, they know where it is when it's time for snack. So, homework for this video. Try some of the suggestions we talked about here. Take your kids grocery shopping or involve them in shopping in some way, shape, or form. Even if it's as simple as, hey, Joey, I'm going grocery shopping today. What's a vegetable you'd like in your lunch this week? There we go. That's a simple start, takes 0 time, and it gives them some control in the process. Make a goal of taking one more step to getting them more involved with each week after this video until they're involved through as much of the process as works for your family. So that's it for the grocery shopping video. Hope you learned something helpful or got some ideas for your family, and I will see you in the next one.